Welcome back to Main Street Informant. In this channel, we provide information related to wealth, money, power, finance, business, and economics. In today's video, we will look at the most talked about family in the world right now, the royal family and their mind-blowing wealth. If you are interested with this game of crowns, why not give us a like and subscribe to our channel? Let's get started. The loss of a loved one affects the British royal family in the same way it does any wealthy family. In the midst of mourning, people are asking, who inherits the money? The subject is being posed frequently in light of the passing of Queen Elizabeth II and the accession of King Charles III to the throne. And even though the House of Windsor withholds a lot of information about its finances, some things are known. The royals receive preferential treatment from the government in contrast to other wealthy families. Due to a 1993 law, neither Charles nor his siblings will be required to pay inheritance tax on any assets that their mother, the Queen, leaves them. The announcement was made by then Prime Minister John Major, who said that due to the unique circumstances of a hereditary monarchy, a royal inheritance simply shouldn't be taxed. But the question is, how much wealth are we talking about here? How rich is the royal family? After a lavish state funeral that featured all the pomp, ceremony, and theatrics, the monarchy, military, and state could muster for a global broadcast audience of millions. Queen Elizabeth II was laid to rest next to Prince Philip, her husband of more than 70 years. The Queen's wealth must be estimated from outside sources. Her estimated net worth, according to Forbes, is $500 million, or roughly 430 million British pounds. However, we'll use dollars here for ease of discussion. In their list of the richest people in Britain as of 2022, the British Sunday Times valued it at $430 million. McClure calculated it to be $468 million in his 2020 book, The Queen's True Worth. In any case, that only represents a small portion of the royal family's wealth. According to the corporate arm of the royal dynasty known as Monarchy plc, Forbes pegs its value at $28 billion. The Crown Estate, a collection of assets that includes pricey London properties valued $19.2 billion, is the family's most spectacular official holding. Although it is technically still under the family's ownership, the British government is in charge and collects the tens of millions of dollars the portfolio brings in annually. However, via a program known as the Sovereign Grant, the government returns 25% of the Crown's estate's profits to the royal family. In 2021, the grant was valued at nearly $99 million money set aside to cover additional costs such as palace maintenance. The substantial security expenses for the royal family are not covered and are instead paid for out of the British government's treasury. After his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, passed away on September 8, 2022, Charles succeeded her as the new monarch of the United Kingdom and the 14 Commonwealth states. Charles was the oldest monarch to ascend to the British throne at the time he became king, having served as the heir apparent for the longest period of time in the history of the British royal family. He was 73 years old. Forbes claims that Charles received the Queen's $500 million in personal assets as his inheritance after her passing. In addition to her real estate holdings, which include Sandringham House in Norfolk, England, and the Balmoral Castle in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, where the Queen passed away, these assets also include her personal investments, art collection, jewelry collection, and rare stamps. In addition, Charles received the Queen Mother's $70 million in assets, which included a stamp collection, fine china jewelry, horses, a priceless collection of Fabergé eggs, and works of art by Monet, Nash, and Carl Fabergé. According to Celebrity Net Worth, King Charles has an estimated net worth of $600 million. Charles' net worth climbed from $100 million while he was the Prince of Wales to $600 million once he became the monarch. Since all these reported accounts are estimations and are based on outside sources, a big part of the monarch's wealth is hidden from the public. The royal family has limited obligations to divulge financial information, and there are few avenues for curious eyes to peep in. Freedom of Information Act requests are not permitted for the family's correspondence with the government. The British National Archives has at least 50 years to keep the contents of its official documents a secret. Prem Sikka, a British academic who now sits in the House of Lords, has called the family's opaque business dealings the remnant of a bygone feudal age. Because of the lack of transparency, anti-monarchy groups like the Republic have dubbed the monarchy an unaccountable public institution that has the power, secrecy, and influence to willfully abuse its position. Many specifics of the royal family's personal fortune might never be known in the absence of a reform. This video is only one example of how much influence a single family still has over the world today, especially in light of the fact that most of us undoubtedly believe that the monarchy has mostly passed into history. Here is how the change from Elizabeth to Charles is likely to cost Britain and the rest of the world a lot of money. After the death of Queen Elizabeth, significant changes must be made to Britain and its empire within a year. All British currency must be made to reflect the passing of the monarch and will soon be stamped and printed with the new king's face, which is true to all Commonwealth nations. Passports must also be changed to reflect Charles as the head of the empire. In addition, a 12-day period of mourning and a new national day of mourning will cost the British company dearly by law. All of these changes are expected to cost the UK billions of dollars in total, not to mention the same enormous costs throughout the rest of the Commonwealth. The royal family's financial situation is a subject of controversy for both monarchists and Republicans. Do the royals generate income for the government, or do they cost it money? What do you think? Our comment section is your throne. Feel free to air out your opinion on this matter. If you learned something valuable, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more contents like this. You can check out more videos on the channel and share. It will help my videos reach more people. See you in the next one.